Everyone, this is Martin from howtomakemobilegames.com on June 8th, 2016, and hopefully you can hear me okay because I'm downstairs in sort of the communal area in my building, so there's some music playing, and I've just checked the recording though, so hopefully you can hear me just fine. It's been a few weeks since my last video. I can't remember the exact date, but yeah, it's been a while, so my apologies for not catching up sooner, guys. I also said in the last video that I was going to do some response videos as well, but unfortunately I've just not had the time to get round to it. So this video is just a revenue video update, and also talking about what I've been doing recently and what we've been doing as a studio recently as well, and sort of the focus and the ideas also. So I guess I'm just wondering what to talk about first. Actually, I think let me just talk about what we've been doing recently. So I think the past couple of videos that I did was basically saying that since kind of, I think it was March time, that we had like a significant revenue drop. I'll just go down here in Chart Boost, and I think, yeah, you can see that this is still our main Chart Boost account that you're seeing right now, and you can see there, I mean, January, great month. I think November was a bit bigger than December, but January was great. I mean, you know, $5,300, almost $5,400 just on Chart Boost, and it's just dropped. That's pretty normal, especially after February. Sorry, especially after January. I usually expect to see this because January is obviously holiday time, new devices and all that stuff. But we kind of got kicked in the teeth around the beginning of March, I think it was, where we had like a significant drop. And so we've been trying to kind of figure out what's the different approach, how can we try to kind of build more value, or like long-term like a long-term franchise or IP or brand for our games, because that's what games like Call of Duty do, for example. You know, everyone knows Call of Duty, and then what Call of Duty does is they release their new game, you know, Call of Duty Black Ops or Call of Duty Advanced Warfare or whatever. And everybody knows the brand. They know the brand and they search for it and they like it. Just like Need for Speed, you know, there's Most Wanted, and then there's Hot Pursuit, I think was either the one after or the one before. But they have these franchises that everyone knows and everyone searches for as well. So it's been really tough recently in terms of downloads. We've, as I said, sort of since March, it's been very tough on Amazon. They did some kind of algorithm update, and our downloads just like sank on the 1st of March. Also, I think on iOS, since sort of like last year, it's been extremely low. I'll just give you some examples. I seem to always be painting a sort of bleak picture on this when it comes to like downloads and app stores. I know there are companies, very talented, very experienced guys of companies who cannot make money anymore in mobile games. Like, I can't give specific names obviously on the video, but I'm just saying that, you know, I spoke with one of the companies that my wife was cooperating with. They recently published a game. Well, actually, I thought it was late last year or something, or early this year. And they had some kind of relationship with Apple, and yeah, just they only got 5 downloads a day for the game. Rovio, I think I mentioned in one of the other videos, they rely so heavily on Apple featuring, you know, and they seem to be churning out a lot more games recently over the past couple of years because they're trying to, you know, just produce more games faster in order to continue to make revenue. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, you know, out there. Obviously it's not the same, you know, like the Supercell, you know, doing Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, they're doing super well. Fire Age as well, also doing very well. I spoke to another company the other week, and they're closing down as well. So, you know, it's really trying to figure out where we're going and what we need to do, because we're in such a saturated market now, and trying to know where the opportunities are and trying to get there at the right time. Timing is essential. I was just watching a business presentation yesterday, and they said, I think it was Bill Gross, the guy's name is, and he's like an entrepreneur, and he's opened up like hundreds of companies through his Idea Lab company. So together they've opened up a bunch of companies. And he was saying, out of all of the startups, the ones that succeeded or failed was mainly due to timing. That was the main factor. You know, did you come into the app stores in 2009? If you did, great. You know, you probably made a ton of money over the first like 2 to 3 years, or 2008, whenever it was. So timing is essential. Coming into it now is really, really, really hard. Is the answer VR? Maybe yes, maybe no. Is the answer building up some kind of amazing product, amazing game? Now, I think, you know, one of the 3 years ago, our business model was pretty good because there wasn't so much competition as there is now in the app stores. But you know, sort of back then, even 2-3 years ago, we were not making amazing games. You know, because our business model was create a game in a few weeks and then release it and then move on to the next game, because that was the model that was making money. But we've not had a chance to build anything great, and it might be that we need to focus on that, but we also need to do it in a market where there's less competition, or it's a new market like VR. We're still building the 2 VR games at the moment that I've mentioned like a few times. One of them is like a level building game. It's kind of a mix between Mario Maker, where you build levels, Minecraft, because you're in a first-person perspective, and you know, you're able to create things, and also Halo Forge, which is the level builder inside of the Halo games. Started from Halo 3, I think, but that was more of a realistic sort of level building game. So it wasn't like blocks like Minecraft. It was, you know, realistic looking models, and you put together like walls and rocks and trees and whatever you wanted, basically. And the people came up with some amazing stuff. So it could be that VR is like the channel to go down, but it's taken us a long time to get there, a really long time. Recently as well, just to give you guys like an update on what I've been doing as well, I've also done a couple of VR investment pitches to investors. One of them was for like sort of a casino VR game. One of them was to build a team here in Shanghai, and actually bring in the 2 projects, the 2 VR projects that we have in development right now, bring those into the new team, and then also add more team members to build casino VR games as well. Because so far, since I started Cobble Play like 5 years ago, we've never had like a physical office, and that's been pretty cool. Like in terms that I've been had a lot of flexibility on how I can work and where I can live and things. But it would be nice to eventually have some kind of team, you know, in a brick and mortar location like Shanghai. But to be honest, guys, it always feels to me like speaking to investors is just a waste of time sometimes, a complete waste of time. It feels like I'm just talking to the air, you know, and I'm kind of bitching and moaning here. There's nothing specific against anyone specific, of course, but that's why 5 years ago when I started Cobble Play, or when I started building games on iPhone, I did speak to some investors, but it just felt like I was talking to a brick wall. You have to have money. You have to already be generating money, or even in that case, even if you are generating money already, they still don't care. It's you know, maybe obviously I'm not good at raising capital right now. It's a skill maybe that I need to improve. Really, you know, because obviously there are people who can raise capital very well, like my wife's boss that she was working with. He's very good at that. Maybe it's because I'm in China. I'm also not very good at this. You know, just talking with locals about investment. But it seems like it's such a waste of time. Like trying to just talk to them about the plan and talk to them about how much money we can make. And I've done it a few times, honestly, guys. I've done it. I've built sheets and team plans, as in the growth plan, the markets, the amount of time that we can, how fast we can build games, and it's just fallen on deaf ears every time. There's always been like a nodding and smiling and yeah, sounds interesting, but then you don't hear anything. And then I've even not pushed people, but I've even caught up with people and said, hey, this is what we're doing now, and we're still working on these VR games and it's going fine, blah blah blah, and let me know if you have any interest. It's just nothing. It just falls completely flat. It seems like investors just want, if you've not actually got like a studio with like a bunch of people sat around and you're already making revenue, they just don't care. And it's like, and it makes me just want to not bother with investors at all, really, and just focus on the cash flow business model that we have now, and also continue to build our new the approach of VR games, and trying to focus on that area as well, and just talking with the platforms and not even bothering asking the platforms for money. Just don't bother. They're not really. They're only interested in giving money to the companies that have some kind of like track record or can like, or they already have a team and they can already show that they already have an almost complete game. Okay, now we'll give you some funding. It's like, okay, well, so how do you get the initial funding? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure all of that stuff out. So that's kind of what I've been doing this past few weeks as well, is building some presentations. We'll see how that goes. Again, maybe a complete waste of time, but we'll figure that out. The other thing that we've been doing recently, though, is focusing on one particular type of game, and that is a 3D shooter FPS game. And what we've been doing is releasing like version 1 with some basic features, version 2 with some basic features, and version 3 that we're doing now and publishing soon. So the previous games that the guys have worked on are continuing to generate some cash flow, and that's great. And that basically pays for the team and allows us to focus more on a particular niche of games. Now, obviously, FPS games have been around like for a million years. It's nothing new, but we might be able to focus FPS in, say, like the VR genre. We've also just started to talk and start to build games for the Windows mobile store as well. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. Obviously, I'm not expecting it to like roll in tons of money at all, of course not. But just some basic cash flow would be fine. I think when it comes to business now is like, never get your hopes up, guys, ever. Just never do it. Anything that you build in business is just just see it as it's going to give some small cash flow. It's going to be like it's never going to do this. Like, it might do, but never expect it to all of a sudden explode. It's like we're building this VR game and we've been almost doing it for almost 1 year now, this VR level builder game. I'm not expecting it to explode. I'm not. All I would like it to do is start to cover our development costs, i.e. pay for, a team or something, or just 1 or 2 developers to continue to build that game. That's it, and that's all I would expect from it. But yeah, Windows Phone hopefully coming out maybe in the next couple of weeks. We'll see how that goes, and I'll be, obviously updating you guys. The other thing is as well, continuing to look for investment. I'll see how that goes. Honestly, I'm just tired of like speaking to people and they're nodding and they're interested and they're excited and it sounds like they're excited, but then nothing happens and it's like, oh, okay. So obviously that's my fault as well. That's not, I'm not just saying that's how investors are. Of course, it's me. I need to improve my capital raising skill, but also improving the types of game as well, and trying to build games in a particular genre that we know will do pretty well. So we'll see how that goes anyway. So. But let's just talk about revenue for a moment. So I'll go back 90 days actually. Let's see how the internet runs. My fan is going crazy on my Mac as well, so that's not too bad. Doesn't sound too bad. Let's just look at the revenue first. Wow, big dip there obviously in sort of like middle of May. It has increased a little bit towards June, only a little bit. I noticed that the eCPM has gone up as well a little bit. Installs has sort of jumped up a little bit towards the end of May, and I think that also happened last year, and I think it might be because some kids around the world are starting to now be on their holiday school break or something like that. So we'll see how that goes, but you know, sort of on average, this past, let's say, since middle of May, we've averaged about, not too much, around $60 each day in chart boost through the week, but then had a couple of spikes above $100 on the weekend. It really depends on the eCPM as well. On iTunes, we're still not getting good downloads at the moment. We're not able to like sort of hit the 100 downloads per day mark at the moment. Let's just see publishing. Sorry, my fan is really going crazy. I'll try to allow some air to go underneath. The money earned there, you know, sort of you can see there it's slightly improved since the middle of May, so that's good to see. Installs delivered has gone up. eCPM has sort of started to trail up as well, guys. What I have noticed, a pro tip here, on Chartboost, since the 17th, which is roughly there, the 17th of May, I started to add video interstitials to all of our games on this account. So those are full screen video ads, which are non-reward videos, and the eCPM has gone up. The general word that I got off feeling was that a lot of the big publishers are now focusing mainly on video ads, so having those in the game is really important. You know, obviously you don't want to disturb the user experience too much, depending on the quality of your game, but it has increased the eCPM, which has increased the revenue, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So hopefully what we'll start to do in June is continue to make over $100 each day and get back up to that level. And I'll show you in app Lovin as well. So a little bit better in terms of the impressions since the start of June. You can see there, like this midweek here, around 13,000 impressions, better than the 10, 11,000, 11,000 back there. So that's good, and that's just started in June. Let me go a little bit further back, guys. I'll take the start date back to March, because it's better to have a long-term view. These are sort of like the lower days, you know. But what we need to do is we need to get onto some new platforms. I'm just trailing off here, but we need to get on some new platforms, discover some new business models like VR. But in order to do that, we actually need to build some good games, some solid games that are really good fun, that have a lot of replay value and a lot of content. Well, not necessarily a lot of content, but a lot of replay value, a lot of retention that people really enjoy and that we personally enjoy to play as well. So we've also got to look at things like the Mac App Store, maybe. Also the Windows PC Store as well is possible. Because personally, I enjoy big screen gaming experiences much more than mobile screen. So, and especially when it comes to FPS, I love controller games, like as in Xbox controller games, or maybe even playing on the mouse and keyboard, much more than I do on a mobile screen by far. So, you know, that's a kind of indicator, isn't it? You know, you should build what you want to play, I suppose. So yeah, slight drop in impressions. It did dip down quite a lot in May. But it looks like in June time it has started to go up a little bit, so that's good. So maybe June is going to pick up again, and that's what we saw last year. June was a better month, starting to be a better month. So revenue-wise, not really, has gone down a little bit, sort of averaging around $40 a day recently, maybe 45, something like that. So nothing amazing again. But what we may need to continue to achieve is the $100 minimum each day on App Lovin and $100 minimum each day on Chartboost as well. So eCPM has stayed kind of level on App Lovin. It has taken a drop since this past year, I think, or 6 months. So we seem to be getting a lot of emails from ad networks recently as well. Like Chartboost did a recent survey, first time they've done that. App Lovin has done their Apple TV OS. We actually released some Apple TV games, tested that out a couple of weeks ago. Just didn't get anywhere with it. To be honest, we had like a couple of downloads a day of a free game. So, and obviously it wasn't the most attractive, best looking game in the world, but it was okay. It was a fun. It was similar to Twist. I think it was a Twist clone actually. And we released that, and the screenshots looked okay. It was a free game, not a lot of competition on the TV, Apple TV at all, but still just almost only a couple of downloads a day. So it's just a platform that does not have any deep penetration. What was this, November? Yeah, so it's trailed off since like January time, and it's stuck around the same level. So this is the eCPM of app plugin. So one thing did happen the other day, guys, which I'm quite happy about. So I keep on going back to this game, the Kill the Ragdoll Cash Edition. Some good news. It might have been refunded, but there was a huge purchase the other day. This game gets only like 200 downloads a day on iOS. It is on Amazon, it is on Google Play as well. But the other day, there we go, it made like $1,000 in one day. That's the biggest money that we've ever made in one day, just with in-app purchases. It could be refunded the next month. It could be that some kid got hold of his mum's phone and just went nuts on the $100 in-app purchase button. And we have had refunds done the next day as well, or a few days later, where somebody's purchased $50 and then they've refunded it. So again, I shouldn't get too excited about this until it actually, a month goes by, and then for sure, like, it's not been an accidental purchase or 10 accidental purchases. So, but that's great to see. But obviously, that's once in a blue moon. This has never happened before. But still, I mean, look, $35 in one day. Somebody purchased the $50 in-app purchase, and that happens. So the gambling theme approach of games seems to be working. But it has to be with a game mechanic that people understand and find fun. So our pachinko games don't get any downloads at all. Like, it's seriously low downloads and seriously low boot ups as well. So it needs to be. You can have the gambling element in the game, but it has to be in combination with a game mechanic that people really understand, they find fun, and maybe inside of the game there's also the non-gambling element as well. You don't have to play the gambling element. You don't have to do the, player versus player $10 thing. So, but out of all of our games, I mean, this one still does the best in-app purchases. There you go, $10 purchase in one day. Another $10 purchase. I'm saying $10 because I can read here. You can see where my mouse is. Where is it? There. You see it says the $10 Killer Ragdoll Cash Edition. So when you in iOS or Amazon or Google or whichever store you're on, the in-app purchase reference name, write the cost of the in-app purchase to the player. So there I wrote $10. So that's how much the player is paying. So when for example, Apani was seeing like the final cost, how much we receive, our proceeds, I know how much the player has purchased as well. So it's just useful to see that and know which ones are the most popular just off the top of your head. So another $10 there, nothing there, a $2 in-app purchase, and then the day before the $1,000 was another $50 in-app purchase, and even on that day as well, where it made $1,000, it was a $20. There was a $20 in-app purchase. There was a $10 one in there as well, and another $50. So it's not because it's a ragdoll game that it's doing successful. It's because or semi-successful, whatever you want to call it. It's still not got a high ARPU, but it's because of the gambling mechanic that is in there. So focusing more on gambling mechanics, esports, maybe real money gambling games, perhaps. There's just a million ideas, but it's honing in on the one that actually makes sense, and which one generates the most revenue for you, and the one that you can really get your teeth into in terms of making a solid IP, a solid franchise that people actually search for and tell their friends about. That's the most difficult thing. It really is. Actually creating a game that people talk about and share with their friends ain't easy. The other one here as well, guys, just to show you this is our new account as well, and we've done a bunch of games on here, but the ones that we've been focusing on recently, for example, this Kill the Mafia Boss Hitman. This is the 3D FPS game that we're trying to build up right now. And we're doing version 1, updating it version 2, adding more features version 3, adding more features version 4, and trying to build up something cool. Now we might not focus just on this game, we might do like another FPS game that is, focused on something else, but uses this project as a template. We've been doing that for a few months now, but it always comes down to downloads, it always comes down to visibility every single time. It doesn't matter if I mean, if ARPU is very high, that's great, but it's the downloads and the marketing which is the toughest thing. So we're trying to get some good visuals in this game as well, and we'll be doing a video for it soon. You know, I mean, this is probably like on this new account here for iOS. This is our best downloads that we've got recently as well. It's really dropped since I think it was late last year when we really started to see a significant drop on iOS. And I mean, you know, this is getting 45 downloads a day. Most of the other games on this on iOS get less than 10, less than 5 downloads every single day. So it's still the model of making sure that you produce something quick and get it into the market, because again, if you spend 6 months on something, a year on something, that's fine, but it has to go into the right market and the timing has to be right as well. So if we build up this game, we might be able to do a VR version as well. That's possible. That's very possible. Or at least build something very cool that we can then put onto different platforms. So it might be like I say, a real money gambling version or something like that, which might be interesting. I mean, esports, you know, FPS games are esports all the time. But of course, there's a lot of other FPS games out there already, so we have to be able to have something unique in our game that other games don't have, because I mean, FPS is just, you know, the most advanced like competitive area of gaming. Yeah, maybe, but I mean, if you look at like Doom 4, for example, my God, it just looks absolutely amazing. So we can't compete on the graphics side. We have to compete in some other area, some other FPS feature or something that makes us different. So the boot ups here. Not amazing, but the boot ups. The thing is, the boot ups is if people are staying in the game, we're not going to see a lot of boot ups on there, you know. So we have to measure this a little bit more. We might have to use some Unity analytics to track how this does. Not making a ton of money as well at all at the moment. I'll show you on Google Play again. Super low downloads in Google Play for most of our games recently. You know, 3 installs, 2 installs. We just cannot seem to get around this at the moment. Again, I'm so sorry, guys. You guys subscribe to this channel, like you know, on the howtomakemobilegames.com pro channel, maybe looking for tips and ideas on how to be successful. And I'm not really giving you those for such a long time. Like I gave you some ideas, but I'm sorry at the moment. I mean, you know, I'm very honest in these videos. I hope I'm very. I'm not painting like some kind of like bullshit picture, like this is the secret way to make, you know, millions or whatever. No, because we're not doing that. We're not doing that at the moment. We're really always trying to find our way around. We've got a great bunch of guys working with us. I love the team so much. They're working so hard and they're very passionate as well. And I'm confident because of the team that I'm working with. That's why I'm confident. We're always thinking of new ways to do things or try new things. We have to get out of this App Store model into something bigger, into something different. It has to happen because this is not working anymore. It's generating some cash flow, okay, to keep us going, and that's great. We're making, you know, we're breaking even each month, and that's fine. That's all good. But in order to actually be successful, we've got to try something else, and we've got to keep on evolving. And because the team is great, you know, they're working really well and working hard. That's why I'm confident on that. On Amazon as well. Let's take a quick look. So yeah, not amazing. I mean, revenue per day is not amazing. Boot ups is okay. Impressions, actually, these are chart boost impressions as well. I'll just show you this as well, guys. Publishing campaigns, I think. Yeah, video interstitials. There you go. Video interstitials, which are the non-reward videos, has made more than the static interstitials. So there you go. So a higher eCPM on the videos. So that's good to see. That's really good to see. Let's just take a look at the whole account. All apps. So money earned on this one, not very big at the moment. So $23 a day on average. eCPM has dropped down a little bit there. That's interesting. But yeah, you know what I said about sort of, it wasn't March, it was actually April when we got kicked in the teeth by Amazon, and it went straight down in the 592. So you know, if we can make, say, $1,000 each month on this account on average, that would be great, and start to get more in-app purchases in the game, focus on the gambling element as well. I need to keep that in my head and focus on how can we get FPS and in-game gambling together. I've got to figure out how to do that. So, okay. Mental note to myself. So, but yeah, I'll leave it at that anyway, guys. And you know, this is great to see. Maybe this gives you some inspiration of introducing some kind of gambling element into your games as well. Always have big in-app purchases in the games, guys. If there wasn't the $100 in-app purchase in this game, it never would have made $1,000 in a day. If we only had like one remove ads button and a $2 purchase, just forget it. You know, just don't even bother going there. It's never going to make big money that way. So, but yeah, like I said, guys, hopefully, I know the channel recently, I'm doing these revenue report videos. I'm doing these, you know, talking about maybe some tips or something. But, and I know some of you guys have unsubscribed and maybe, oh, well, you know, won't see this video if you've unsubscribed, of course. But you know, I just want to say sorry that I'm not able to give like amazing tips at the moment, or give you ideas on how to be successful in games or mobile games, because, you know, at the moment I don't know. I'm honestly not an expert. If I was an expert, you know, we would be making, you know, the money would be doing this every month. We'd be going up and up and up, and that's, you know, that's how it would go. And I'd be able to give you great ideas and great tips for success, and talk about what type of genres or what type of game mechanics works very well for us. But we're still really not there at the moment, and so I just want to, you know, just say sorry that I'm not able to do that in these videos. Like I said, I'm always very honest in these videos. I'm always very, you know, you can see the numbers. Everything that I'm showing is always from our accounts. There's nothing, you know, tricky about it. And again, I'm not trying to sell any like super secret way to get downloads or make revenue. So, but I hope that you are maybe learning something from these videos as it's going, or at least connecting to somebody who might be in the same situation. You know, an indie company that might be in the same situation. Again, I don't want to paint this bleak picture at all. Really, it takes time. It takes a lot of discovering. It takes trying new things. Really, not getting stuck in the same way. And I'm glad that my team is also able to give me ideas and push me in a different direction and try different things, you know, because my head is always seems to be stuck in one particular way sometimes, of doing things, and it's something that I've got to grow with as well, and try to improve. So, but I'll definitely keep you guys updated as these videos come along, and try to give some, you know, inspiration or a new way that we're finding successful, and you guys can use that too. So, but yeah, let me know what you think, guys. June-wise, has it started to improve for you? Like June 2016, have you started to see the revenue go up or not? Has it been the same? Also, what kind of in-game mechanics might have you found? Or give me your thoughts on like VR or new markets or new ways to be successful in games. That, you know, I'd love to just discuss that as like a kind of open discussion thing as well, because the App Store model is really a tough one now. But anyway, guys, I better go and grab some food. My wife was calling me before to go back upstairs. So, but thanks for watching, guys. More videos coming soon, and happy developing to everyone. See you later. Bye.